Here's the first engine I decided to work on out of the lot that I got. This was the white Briggs and Stratton that came off a snowblower. Just a quick update on it. So far I got the carburetor off, which it's not as clean down the bottom, but up in the top it's actually real nice. So depending on what happens with that Toro outside that I needed this for parts, that might be going on that one, because the other one on the Toro doesn't run too well. The engine doesn't look too great. It's really rusty. Flywheel's all crusty and stuff. It's been flaking off. The pull start got pretty much no oil or grease left in it. And the muffler's completely shot, which I've pulled off a bit of the sheet metal off the side of it, just so it's not in the way. Throttle stuff's okay. I pulled the head off today, and it's alright, I guess. The black only kind of went along this line. Doesn't look that great, but it should clean up. And the piston, when you put it down, it's not wobbly or anything. Doesn't mean it's tight, but we'll have to see if it will even start. The coil pack's been dragging on the flywheel, so that's all going to have to get sanded down around there. And I managed to pull out some rocks and pine needles out from inside those fins. So it was definitely outside for quite some time. And the head bolts were really torqued down on there. But when they came out, surprisingly, they weren't rusted at all. They're actually a little bit oily. But from sitting, I guess they kind of got stuck for a while. And the gas tank bracket, which isn't in too bad a shape. It's got some surface rust on it, but other than that, it's alright looking. Well, 2 hours later, I managed to get it all back together again. Torqued the head back down. Cleaned out the carburetor. Really wasn't that bad inside. And put it all back together. Got the throttle to work and everything. And haven't pulled that off yet, which I'm probably going to. Probably in the spring, when I can get outside. There's a little more room to work. And the muffler looks like it's in there for life for the most part. I don't really think it's going to be moving anytime soon. But that's okay. As long as it runs, I don't really care too much. If you pull it over, it's got about half the compression it really should. So it might smoke some. Depends on if the valves are leaking or if the rings. Or both, I wouldn't doubt. And tried to pull the flywheel off, and I was retapping the holes in the flywheel to get some rod in there, and I snapped the tap off in that, which I wasn't too happy, but hey, that's alright. You know, it's not the greatest. It is a Briggs and I like them, but this one's kind of been beaten on. So I just tapped on the flywheel where the ring, not on the ring gear where it's open like that, where those little things are that come out, and it managed to pop off. And then tomorrow I just gotta clean up the gas tank, which is right there outside, or just rig up another one. And tomorrow, for the most part, I guess we get to see if it runs. Well, I finally managed to get this thing running. So, the carburetor gasket does leak, and it's going to have to be rebuilt at some point. I haven't started this for probably about 4 or 5 days now, so it should run alright, but we'll have to see. Doesn't run too bad, really. Shut off on here doesn't work. The seat's gone on it, so you can't really shut the gas off, but that's alright. It doesn't run all that great, but with a little work, hopefully it will. But I don't know if this is an 8 horse or 10 horse. I'm not too sure, but I think it's between there somewhere.